Hi guys, it's April, and I have another coloring book review for you today, and let me tell you guys, this one is kind of amazing. I received this beautiful coloring book a while back in exchange for an honest review and just crazy coloring time, and now I am going to share with you my thoughts and opinions on it. And I'm excited! So this is Jungle Visions, a coloring book by Alexander Ward. There's this beautiful word here that I am gonna butcher completely, so I'm sorry for not even trying. But this is a coloring book that Ward came up with after his stay in the Amazon jungle, which I think is really, really cool. And he even has a whole series of vlogs dedicated to the creating of this coloring book that I'm addicted to, and I really, really, truly enjoyed watching. I like to see the creative process that artists take in creating things like this, and I think that's why I was so drawn to this coloring book. But in reality, it's also the images, I won't lie. So in this coloring book, you have a mixture of very intricate designs and some very simplistic designs, which is good because sometimes you want something that's just going to capture your attention for a long period of time and really just get those creative juices going. And other times you just want something to relax to, something that you can do and just color and not put too much thought into. Now, each of these images are inspired by something that happened, or there's a story behind it or a thought process behind it. That some of them are explained inside of his vlogs. I mean, they're just absolutely amazing. This is a really intricate one, and what's really cool about this one is on one side there is some text that is connected to the image, but also this is perforated, so if you so desired you could pull it out and not have to worry about ruining the images underneath. And I have said this in the past, but I really enjoy one-sided coloring books because then I don't have to worry about what is going to bleed through, what isn't going to bleed through, which is why I didn't really do any swatch testing of any of my materials, because I'm like, I use markers primarily, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to matter if it bleeds through. There is one image that I did actually do in this coloring book just to test it out. It is the first human that I have colored, and I was absolutely nervous because this coloring book is gorgeous, but I'm like, I'm just going for it. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be amazing, and even if it's not, I'm gonna still claim it's amazing. So you guys now know my thought process and how my brain works and how I choose to ignore the fact that sometimes I fail. That is probably more of a defense mechanism than anything else. But the images in this coloring book, they all tell a story, and I think that is beautiful. And I can't wait to color this one. This is probably going to be my next one, not going to lie. But you can see some of the artistic style that Ward has, and also just the natural environment of the jungle and how gorgeous and full and rich all of that is. I like how he pulls some of the magical in with something about that. The jungle just inspires that kind of reasoning, and that it just, I like it. Safe to say that I like it. And he put some of the natives inside this coloring book too, and just seeing the culture through his artistic eye is great. I like it. This is something that I recommend for anyone who just likes something whimsical and something magical and something different. And as you can see, there's also different patterns, so there's just, it's not just one thing or another, it's a combination of everything. And seeing his thought process as he chose what images were going to actually end up in this coloring book is really interesting. I will leave all the information down below in case you want to check out his vlogs or just check him out as a person or this coloring book. I recommend that you do because I had fun coloring it. I don't have a lot of negative things to say about this coloring book. It's one-sided, so I can do whatever the heck I want. There are some times where the lines get really, really thin, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. And it's so weird and bizarre and different, and I like it. I like the weird and the bizarre and the different. So yeah. Don't really have much else to say about this coloring book. I'm just kind of starting to get into it, but I had to get my thoughts out to you guys in case you guys were interested in it. I have been Snapchatting my progress and tweeting some of it as well. So if you want to check those out as I continue on in my beautiful journey in this coloring book. This is actually the only image I've completed so far in this coloring book. I had so much fun just deciding what colors I was going to use and then trying to do a human face for the first time in ever. I have this natural desire to make things feel real even though they're not necessarily real, but pulling that magical into the realism. So I took out the Copics and I tried skin color for the first time. That was a journey. But the rest of this is done with Faber Castell PITT pens and then some white jelly rolls. Yeah, and as you can see, it did bleed through a little bit, but it's one-sided. I'm not devastated by that. And there's just so much possibility in this. You can take pretty much any medium and just have a heyday with it. Though if you put wet medium on it, it probably will wrinkle. I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing, especially if you decide to take it out and maybe frame it and lay it flat somewhere. There's just so much possibility in this coloring book. And then of course in the back is just all of the images that are in the coloring book and just the title of the images. There are 46 images altogether, and then advertisement for more. But yeah, that is Jungle Visions by Alexander Ward. I like it. I approve. I'm really excited to try some more images in it. So if you want to follow my coloring adventures in this book, check me out on Snapchat or on Twitter. I sometimes Instagram it when the cats get involved, which is never a bad thing. And like I said before, I'll leave all the information down below in case you are interested in Alexander Ward or his coloring book or both. And I heart you beautiful faces. Bye.